Hi there, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a bit of a while since I've made a video, the way the world is, etc, and just been busy. Still experimenting in the kitchen, still experimenting with coffee, still buying new toys, as we can probably see. So I'd kind of taken a break from videoing, and a guy from MRM Coffee reached out on Instagram and asked me if I wanted to try his 2 new blends that he's made. So obviously I was very eager to try that. He's a local guy from Glasgow, so that's just not far from me at all. So obviously I was very excited to try this new coffee. So he sent 2 250 gram bags, and there is the signature collection purple and green. Start off with the green. The green it's a blend of Arabica and Robusta from Honduras, Congo, Nicaragua and Brazil, and it says on the back, incredibly indulgent tasting notes of dark berries, vanilla, chocolate and caramel. So that should be really good, and I already think this will pair well with milk. Second one, the purple blend. This is Robusta beans from Kenya, Vietnam, Costa Rica and Ethiopia. So a full-bodied, strong flavour with rich and complex notes. So I'm already expecting this to pack quite a punch. Again, I think both of these will go well with milk, and yeah, I think this one will go quite well as an iced coffee, probably, but we'll see. So the first thing that I want to try with these coffees is firstly to cup them, just to get the flavour notes and body acidity and just kind of rate them for that. So we'll go with that first. So I'm just going to open the bags and give first impressions. So, on the bag. First thing that hits you is a wonderful coffee aroma. Does smell like quite a dark roast. Bean quality looks good, they look fresh. Yeah, a lovely smell. So I'm going to be using the Sage Smart Grinder Pro, and I'm going to be setting that at 55. This is identical to what I done with the James Hoffmann cupping the last time that I did it, and I felt like it was the best method to do it. So I'm going to be single dosing, grinding straight into the cup, filling with water, and then just replicating James's procedure and just talking about the 2 different coffees. So now that the coffee's ground, it's just ground to a fairly coarse grind. I'm going to be using the Sage tea maker just as my kettle. I've been using this just for years, just as a kettle and a tea maker, and I can't fault it. I've not had the need to replace it, although I do kind of want a Stag EKG, but that's a story for another day. So I'm just going to fill these with boiling water and start a 4-minute timer on my scales. And I just want to make sure just to saturate all the grinds as evenly as I possibly can. I'm just going to taste these now and just see exactly what kind of notes I'm getting from them. So this one, firstly, very dark, very full bodied, very in your face. Very nice though, very rich, coats the mouth well. Yep, I like that one. This one, as expected, a lot lighter, a lot thinner, almost texturally different as well. To go into some of the notes, I would say this one, straight away, very full bodied, very low acidity. A sweetness, there is a sweetness through it, but ultimately it is bitter, but there is a sweetness. It's very hard to describe, and very short in the finish. I would say quite a pleasant finish. It just kind of hits, then goes. On to the next one. Very light, very fragrant, and like black tea. Definitely black tea. That's all I'm getting from this one, is strong flavours of black tea. Quite floral as well. So to get through this one, I would say definitely sweeter than the purple blend. Definitely quite light bodied, I would describe this one as. Medium acidity, I wouldn't really say it's harsh acidity, quite floral as opposed to citrusy. And surprisingly with this one, a longer finish. a more tea finish, more rounded than black tea, but ultimately black tea flavours, which is quite strange for a coffee. Not in a bad way, as it's rounder and there is still those coffee notes, but florally, almost, there's no Ethiopian in it, but it mimics an Ethiopian almost with the floral notes. So to set these coffees in a real-time situation, I'm going to be doing an AeroPress, which is one of my favourite ways just to brew coffee. So I'm going to be using 17 grams of each. Again, just going to be single dosing with the Sage Smart Grinder Pro. This time I've got it dialed down to grind size 20, which I find is perfect for AeroPress. Quite near the espresso range, but produces quite a nice cup. I'm just going to start the timer in this, and because I use 17 grams, I'm going to bloom about 34 grams for 30 seconds. Just double the weight for 30 seconds and that'll allow it to degas. After 30 seconds, I'm going to top the water level up to 250 millilitres. I'm going to give it a quick stir. And then I'm going to put the plunger in to stop the brewing process, to stop it flowing through. I'm going to leave that until about 2 minutes. After a total time of 2 minutes, I'm just going to plunge for, I'm going to aim for 30 seconds to give this in total a 2.5 minute brew time. Not pushing too hard, but firm. So I've extracted both using the AeroPress, and I'm just going to compare the results now. So we'll start with the green one, the one that I thought had kind of like more tea elements to it. But again, there's a bit more aroma coming through now. In the cup it's very different. Not really getting that black tea. Still very round, very even profile. Nice and pleasant. This one would be good if you're just actually getting into brewing. There's nothing too bold in here. It's a nice, easy coffee to drink. Again, subtle vanilla, but not overpowering, and just is a very balanced coffee. There is still the black tea tannin note that I was getting, but it's not as pronounced in the brewed coffee. But this one, super smooth. Definitely recommend this to somebody if they're wanting to get into brewed coffee and they're not wanting to get into like natural processed or anything really too out there. Just nice, basic, easy drinking coffee. So we'll move on to the purple blend, and again, not as strong an aroma as there was during the cupping. To taste, quite surprising. It's not as bold, it's not as bodied. There is still body there, there is still an inherent richness, but nowhere near as harsh as it was when cupping. And again, yeah, this one would be really easy to drink. Really nice brewed coffees, both of them. Quite not as easy to distinguish now. Can get that one is a darker roast and that one is the lighter roast, but they're very subtle, which I'm really surprised about considering that this one is 100% Robusta. I would have thought this one would have been a lot more bitter and a lot harder to drink, but very enjoyable, even black. So after brewing, that was successful. I like the two of those. I'm going to try and make an espresso and then I'll make a latte with it, with the newest shenanigan addition back here, which we will discuss at a later date. But I'm going to be single dosing on the Mignon Specialita, as that's my espresso grinder now and it's already set for espresso. And I'm going to be pulling using a 18 gram VST basket, and I'm going to aim for 36 grams, which will be a 1:2 ratio in roughly 30 seconds, and we'll gauge how the espresso tastes. shots and they're side by side. Noticeably, well, this one was actually pulled after, so the crema's had time to settle on this one as opposed to this one. So I'm just going to stir the two. Crema's thicker on this one, I have to say, even though it's settled. Just going to go for the taste test, and straight away, seems quite acidic, this one, quite acidic in espresso. Very floral, extremely floral. Very sweet as an espresso as well, I would definitely say. Quite enjoyable. Yep, I can see me definitely drinking that. This one, still maintaining a good crema. Seems a bit more stable, the crema, than on this one. Oh, this one's very, very full bodied. Very strong. I'm gonna say maybe not suited for a straight up espresso, but I think that'll change in a latte. I think this one will be better with milk and this one will get lost. I would say this one easily would be a better espresso to drink. This one, I think I would struggle with. This one's a kick in the balls. Gonna move on now and try the two blends as a latte. Just going to be using these IKEA cups, just what I usually use. I think they're 275 mils. So I'll put in 18 grams beans, 18 grams in my VST, aim for 36 out, and then just top off with milk. And we might get a small bit of latte art if I'm very lucky. Both have now been made into lattes, and the darker roast, there was a thicker crema on this, so it gave a bit more contrast when pouring the rosetta. I tried to do a rosetta with both just to keep it even, and there's a lot more definition in the purple blend, just pure because of the crema, and well, I'm still not too consistent at latte art, so some of it could be me. So try the green blend first. Just as expected, no too strong a coffee flavour, quite subtle. Pretty good. It does get lost somewhat in the milk, but there is a subtle tone of coffee through it, and it is just a nice, easy cup to drink. This is going to be the interesting one. I think this one's going to cut through the milk a lot better. Yep. Absolutely rich chocolate flavours now pulling through. If I had to say, this one is designed for milk, espresso and milk. Not espresso, good as a filter, but definitely milk. It works so well with milk. Yep, absolutely strong coffee hit, but you can still taste the sweetness and the fattiness of the milk, so it works extremely well. To sum up, very impressed with these two coffees, especially the fact that they're roasted pretty close to me, which is always good. It's always good to get as local as I possibly can, so yeah, I'm very happy with these and what's going on with them. Just as a kind of overview, I would say both of them extremely good for brewing, especially the AeroPress that I tried. Very easy to drink, very nice, very nice coffees. Espresso wise, definitely the green blend over the purple blend if you plan on drinking straight up espressos. For my palate anyway, I prefer kind of medium roasts and more subtle flavours. This one is strong as an espresso. Some people might like that, but that's just my personal taste. Again, it flips. This one gets lost in milk a bit. There is still a coffee taste, so if you like subtlety in a latte, this one if you like a bit more punch in a latte and you want to actually taste the coffee. So they're both very versatile blends, I would say. Can't fault either one of them, both very fresh, good quality beans. So yeah, I'm excited to finish the bags, and thanks very much to the guys at MRM Coffee for supplying these for review. I'll put a link to their website in the description, and as always, please like and subscribe, and I'm planning to bring out more content this year, so thanks very much for the support so far from everyone, and I'll continue to produce more. Thank you.